Yay!
Hey, here we are. Oh yeah, overlay. There we go. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, Shabbat Shalom, or Shabbat. Hey, Shabbat Shalom too. Shalom,
Yeah,
Shalom. Welcome to the Nexus. We do this
yay!
weekly, informal, a serious discussion and study of Torah and beyond as well. James, the Idol Smasher. That is Rosalie Jordan. Say hi,
Hi,
Rosalie.
hi, Rosalie.
And welcome. We do this every Thursday, usually at 8 o'clock, but Rumble's moved some furniture around apparently, and I'm just old or tired or could not figure it out for the life of me. So I had to work today as well. So just got off of work and it worked it like a charm. So lucky we're here. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube and on X as well. We appreciate you. You're welcome to join in. There's a link on the Rumble and YouTube chat right now. That's the link to the room we're in right now. You need a microphone if you want to join in and discuss all things, biblical and beyond. But yeah, we do it from basically a Torah perspective. We're non-Jews, but we stand with them. So that's who we are. That's where we are. So glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Rosalie, how you doing this week? How you been?
Yeah,
Good,
getting better. Getting
good,
better.
good. Right
Getting
on.
better. Yep, yep,
Um,
yep. Did you have a nice Pesach? I did.
yeah, yes, I did. It was quite an adventure, I guess you could say, huh?
Well, Tuesday night was good. It's like I had all my. I figured, well, since I'm not Jewish, I'll do the Tuesday night thing, and I went back into my saved, and I found Dennis Prager's, the one that he did during COVID, and I rewatched that, and it's like it's like the more I watch that, every year I find out something different, and this year it was different. It was more meaningful this year. Even though I've seen it like three, this is like the third year, it
Mhm.
was different this time. It was more serious. It just seems like it was more serious
I'm really glad he
and
did.
like
I
more
enjoyed.
sobering in a way. Yeah, it's like okay, but it was nice, and so I redid that. I watched that. It's an hour and a half, and I figured, well, I can do the hour and a half thing. And he said that what was it? Um, One of his friends, the psychiatrist doctor friend of his father, or yeah, his father was a doctor, and at one time he had to work. He had to work Yom Kippur, and he tried to break fast, and he couldn't because there was no food. So his fast extended another 12 hours. So he decided that from then on, like the main holiday would be for family, but the next day he would turn around and invite the hospital staff so they would know what's going on, and why it was important to have food and things like this, and to educate them. And those who were, okay coming, were okay coming. Those who weren't. And it's
Mhm.
like, so that's the way I looked at it. It's like, okay, you're doing a second day. I can do the second day. I didn't have to work because I worked Monday night. So considering that was early Tuesday, so I couldn't do that one, but I could do the second one, and it was good. Oh, I do have a very healthy respect for gluten free matz, uh, matzah. That's very good.
Yeah.
I like. Yep, I've never had it before, and it was very good. I tried it, so I got through at least half the box. And then with yesterday being the way it was, I was like, oh well, I bought pizza the night before, so I had pizza left over this morning. And I was like, okay, well, what can I do? It's what I got.
That's what you got.
It would have been enough. It was enough. So
Um, well, right
and
now in Israel, the people of Israel, it's Chol Hamoed. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Kol
If you're
Hamoed, yeah.
Jewish and you're watching, if I say it wrong,
Is it
Hamoed.
Kol Hamoed?
It
Yeah.
said that sounds Scottish, like they say "boot." I know it.
Right, right, right.
They. um.
Which day?
So with these, this is the days when it's unleavened bread. It's
Which
like
day is
you
it?
filled
Like
up
first,
on
second,
as
third?
much ram as or lamb as you possibly could, and uh,
One, two.
now it's matzah time, baby.
This is the third day of Passover, right?
Today is yes, I believe yes.
Okay.
Yes, we've entered it now. I guess we're Sunday.
Okay, because that changes our Torah reading to
Yes, it
Exodus chapter 13, chapter 1. Fully complete.
It was day one that kind of sparked my idea about looking kind of a little more into offerings and whatnot, which we'll get to. But first, I gotta show it. What do you think, huh? What do you think? Is it good? You like the green screen?
Yes.
Is that not glorious? I've never
Okay.
done green screen. This is my first green screen ever. My first for so
Yes.
you're here
like
live right now. But that's we have a lot of fun.
I do like the background.
I had to pick something, and so this was it. Okay,
the Big Dipper works for me. At least it looks like it's possibly the Big Dipper behind you. I can't tell, but it looks like it could be. Yeah,
it's working. Okay, real quick before we let's before we do offerings, I say we do a quick meme of the week. We got some memes here. Collecting some kosher memes and not kosher memes, but are funny anyway. If it's we'll start with a cartoon.
Yeah,
you like that? Yeah. There's this one which which I just got to put up there because it's just the way it is. Bad seed. This one you have to kind of hear in Rodney Dangerfield, but
yep, I get it.
But the big meme of the week for me isn't even a meme. It's just a picture of Michael Dickinson's tweet. Which I'm just for shits and giggles. Let's go back here. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I apologize. We are an informal bunch here. We are only but Garum in diaspora. So I get a little edgy on the topic. We found out that there's a Chinese-backed company that was harassing people with the pro-Palestinian protests. And we found out there's also money coming from Qatar as well to set these things up. So these are organized for the news, for the for eye candy, really is for what it is. And its purpose, of course, is to stir up garbage. So
shit stirs.
Yeah, always seems to be that way, doesn't it? And I don't understand why. Why can't we just we can't get along? Is that it? What's the big deal?
No.
I don't understand. No, I do understand. It's destabilization and the demoralization of the population. You got to burn the old one down if you're going to build your glorious new world. And these tend to be Marxists, the same people that got on to Charlottesville. The Jews will not replace us. One of the stupidest things I've ever heard white folks say. Y'all, come on. Get with the program. They're less than 1% of the population of the planet. No, they're not going to replace anybody.
No.
Okay. Stupid. Okay, but we have to hate them on top of them being stupid. It's a pity the fools. No, don't. It's stupid and wrong, but they were bad for saying that, and now you're saying the same damn thing.
Right. Well, they say every generation somebody tries to annihilate us, and it's like, okay, maybe it's time again.
Well, it's un-American. When you're saying death to America, I want to know why I don't have the right to apprehend or whatever. I really don't. I don't understand why I don't have that right as a citizen. That's seditious. If it's one thing to glorify or praise violence and that sort of stuff, but when you incite it, you got a problem. And so what? Okay, well, I was going to go with we'll get into
here we go. This is
that in a bit, huh?
Yeah, I got my Patriot Post here, and you just struck a nerve with me. One of the quotes from this week was, "When I hear a bunch of American college kids and adults who should know better chanting 'Death to America,' I take it personally. What they're really saying is 'Death to me and you,'" and that's by Michael Reagan. He said that.
Sounds like a smart guy.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna take that over to Rumble, so
Okay.
just in case we can all be safe and be good with YouTube, because with all the cries of censorship and all the stuff that I've seen YouTube do, they've actually been really good with us. So
Yes.
ever
I
since the
thought we
channel
were already
began.
there.
So we're still here, and we want to keep the nice stuff first, and then when we want to get real and honest and completely real and honest, and just we'll do that on Rumble and X as well. How y'all doing out there? Okay, so I'm
we
gonna
were
read.
already there. Thought we were already there. Okay.
Okay. So offerings. I've always wondered why there are offerings. I never understood their purpose. I really never did. Now, once you begin to study all the different kinds of offerings that are in Torah, you realize that most of them are eaten. These are eaten things. Most of them. And of course to support the Mishkan and whatnot. But why need that? Why do that? So I was reading up on a paper a fella did on the Rambam's discussion on this, and I don't have it. I closed it. Okay. It was a Word document. Gosh darn. Okay, well, let me move along. So in it was quoted Jeremiah 22. I'm going to start with I'm going to start with 21 though, but 22 and 23 really matter. We're in Jeremiah chapter 7. Prophet Jeremiah. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, add your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat ye flesh. This is from the JPS I'm reading, by the way, the Cincino. For I spoke not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing I commanded them, saying, Hearken unto my voice, and I will be your God, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in the ways, or the way that I command you, that it may be well with you. Okay, so how could Jeremiah say this? Right? Isn't that the first thing in your mind, right? What I didn't. I mean, that's what the thing you were looking at on whole Hamoed day 1. It goes right into offerings. An ox and a sheep or a goat is born; it shall remain under its mother for 7 days. On the 8th day onwards, it can be accepted as a sacrifice for a fire offering unto the Lord. So that's how it starts out. We already start out with proper offerings and whatnot. So when you go back and look at it, yeah, God never actually commanded them make burnt sacrifices. The lamb Passover lamb offering is a meal, and not for the priest, for the nation. Okay, so nothing about.
I did find one of my favorite verses in 21.
What's that?
Oh, let's see. 21:8. This is what I say about our new Bibles. And to this people you shall say, so said the Lord, behold, I place before you the way of life and the way of death.
And command you to choose life. That's from a different part, isn't it?
Yep. This is what I call the modern day Christian Bible.
Well, so yeah, so apparently, what brought about offerings, it wasn't the Exodus. On the way up there, Moses commanded them, you don't, especially right before they got to Sinai, you're going to wash your clothes. You're going to abstain from, intimate relations. You're going to prepare yourself to meet your husband, basically your groom in so many ways. But there's nothing on the way up there, nothing on the way out. There was no mention of it. The 10 Commandments, not one iota. No, right there. And then it goes into civic law. And then, in fact, the first time, if I'm not mistaken, and if there's a rabbi or a Jew out there who knows something that or can correct me, let me know. But I think the first time it really goes into the offerings, it says, if a man, or if any man wishes of his own free will to bring an offering, here's how he does it. So he didn't command Noah. There wasn't a burnt offering, I don't think, with Abraham at first, was it? The three that he opened up, were they burnt?
I don't remember.
I don't think so. But you never hear of like a command that this has to be done. It was only until the golden calf, and that's what I was wanting to get at here. That it was once you went to idolatry, once they resorted into this unnatural thing that was taught to them. This is your God, O Israel. This is your new God. This is your God now. It was that God went into building a Mishkan and building an ark and building an altar, and it makes it heavy. If you see the way in the Mishkan, it was a ramp, a long, tall ramp to the top. So, I mean, you could probably die in the old days falling off of something like that.
Oh yeah.
And you had to drag an ox up that thing. Think about the difficulty. I mean, it's really I can't deny this. It's kind of aside from a meal, but just the slaughter of animals does kind of sicken me. The idea of it, I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the reason why is because of idolatry. It goes on to say, and I couldn't get a right quote from it before I had to leave. Like I said, I've been trying to work on the show all day. From what I understand, it was human sacrifice that God was weaning mankind from.
I can believe that.
Because
that alone would be with Abraham.
He was about to do it, and Isaac was sticking his neck out.
I know, and Isaac was telling him how to do it.
So, that's part of it. And they say the offerings, the sacrifices will resume with the temple, but it's the sin offerings I hope that stop. But yeah, that was it. So it was if you ever wondered why there are offerings in the Torah, it starts out saying if a man wants to bring one of his own free will, this is how he does it. If he brings it from the flocks, if he brings it from the fowl, yada yada yada, and from then it goes deeper into Israel, goes deeper into what you do. In other words, here's what you do when you do something, saying to the Israelites, when you bring a meal offering, when you bring. So there's a bit of a distinction. There's a universal common part, and then gets a little bit more specific. So there you go. Just something I discovered and thought I would share. If I could be wrong, but I think that's where it all comes down to. And that wasn't the primary thing that God wanted from Israel. The 10 Commandments weren't about animals. And if you want to put your my Christian brethren and sister out there, if you want to put your man God on a priority list, he's down the line.
He didn't qualify.
There's when you throw yourself on a grenade to save your guys, that's one thing. But to be made into a human sacrifice, that's quite another, and that's what Torah is trying to get everybody away from. So what is today? Let's read today. We're day 3, correct?
Something like that.
You want to read day 3? You want to do day 3 real quick, and then we'll move on over.
Exodus chapter 13 starts with 1. It's pretty much the same thing, I think, to 25.
Leviticus, yeah, right?
Exodus.
For the third day?
Day 3 Passover.
Oh, right, I'm right here. Derp. Gotcha. Okay. You want to read or you want me to read?
It's up to you.
I can read. Okay.
Okay.
Chapter 13, verse 1 of Exodus. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Sanctify to me every firstborn, every one that opens the womb among the children of Israel, among man and among animals, it is mine. Moses said to the people, Remember this day when you went out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For with a mighty hand the Lord took you out of there, and therefore no leaven shall be eaten. Today you are going out in the month of spring. And it will come to pass that the Lord will bring you into the land of the Canaanites, Canaanites, the Hittites, not Canaanites, that was a long time ago. The Hittites, the Amorites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he swore to your forefathers to give you a land flowing with milk and honey, and you shall perform this service in this month. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened cakes, and on the 7th day there is a festival for the Lord. Unleavened cakes shall be eaten during the 7 days, and no leaven shall be seen of yours in your possession, and no leavening shall be seen of yours throughout all of your borders. And you shall tell your son on that day, saying, Because of this the Lord did this for me when I went out of Egypt. And it shall be to you as a sign upon your hand, and as a remembrance between your eyes, in order that the law of the Lord shall be in your mouth. For with a mighty hand the Lord took you out of Egypt. And you shall keep this statute at its appointed time from year to year. And it will come to pass when the Lord will bring you into the land of the Canaanites, as he swore to you and your forefathers, and he has given it to you, that you shall give over to the Lord whatever opens the womb, and every miscarriage that opens the womb of an animal, which will be yours. The males belong to the Lord. And every firstborn donkey you shall redeem with a lamb. And if you do not redeem it, you shall decapitate it, and every firstborn of man among your sons you shall redeem. And it shall come to pass, if your son asks you in the future, saying, What is this? You shall say to him, With a mighty hand did the Lord take us out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh was too stubborn to let us out, the Lord slew every firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I slaughter for a sacrifice all the males that open the womb, and every firstborn of my sons I will redeem. And it shall be for a sign upon your hand, and for ornaments between your eyes. For with a mighty hand did the Lord take us out of Egypt. And finally, this is Numbers. We're going to move ahead. The fourth reading is in Bamidbar, Numbers chapter 28. Numbers 28, verse 19. Following along at home, we're going to go a little fast here. There is a pause button. Love the technology. It's good stuff. You shall open up a fire offering, a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 lambs in the first year. They shall be unblemished for you.
There you go.
I'm sorry?
There you go.
I went?
Keep going.
Okay. Their meal offering shall be fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 for each bull, and 2/10 for the ram you shall offer up. And you shall offer up 1/10 for each lamb, for all 7 lambs, and 1 young male goat for a sin offering to atone for you. You shall offer these up besides the morning burnt offering, which is offered as a continual burnt offering. Like these, you shall offer up daily for 7 days food of the fire offering, a spirit of satisfaction to the Lord. You shall offer up this addition to the continual burnt offering and its libation. The 7th day shall be a holy convocation for you. You shall not perform any mundane work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. We love having you here. Right now, we're going to move over to Rumble. X is still going as well. YouTube, thanks for a good decade, man. Thanks for letting us keep going. We appreciate it. But time to mosey on out of here. So y'all be good, and we'll see you on the flip side.